Vince Mayoko. Coach, what are you looking forward to out of this traditional new rivalry of these two teams?
Well, first and foremost, Ken, it's an honor to be in the booth with you tonight. As you mentioned, this is a classic rivalry and arguably the best rivalry in the city of Bakersfield.
I agree, Coach. We laughed about it earlier, talking about some of the contests people prefer to see, and they overlook this challenge, and it's always an amazing night. So, Coach, honor to have you. We're joined by our producer-director, Kevin Willie. We want to thank the Foothill High School Administration, Principal Sidney Peterson, AP of Instruction, Tatsit Brution, Dr. B, AP of Administration, Doug Burdick, Dean of Student Behavior and Supports, Ryan Aldrich, Dean of Student Behavior and Supports, Lindsey Weichel, Athletics Director, Mike Bizod, Activities Director, David Little. But none of this happens without our sponsors at the Valley Strong Credit Union and our boss, Stan Green, the Director of School Support Services at the Kern High School District Superintendent. So it looks like Mira Monte is going to start off with their offense heading west.
Hey, Ken, one thing I've talked to both coaches this week, both teams have outstanding kickers. We've seen high school games over the last few years where typically teams will just squib kick. Look for both of these guys to kick it in the end zone, kicking off for Foothill number 15, Rolando Correa.
Amazing analysis. 3 phases of football. When you have a kicker, you can go far in this town. Foothill will start off on defense. Ned Permenter Field. And the Trojans are off to start off our Kern High Network season.
And as advertised, Correa kicks it into the end zone for a touchback. Boy, when you can avoid potential big-time runbacks on kickoffs, that's huge.
It's like having a 12th man, right?
Most certainly.
All right, Miramonte will come out with the ball, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. We'll have an opportunity to dig into the mind of Coach Johnson because Mr. V had an opportunity to meet with him as well.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach Johnson's really excited about his quarterback, Gabriel Severa, a returning starter from last year, so look for good things out of number 7 behind center.
Shotgun pro formation for the Lions. Single high safety look for the Trojans. Pass is complete on the out. And we do have a flag down, but that's a nice tackle right away by the defensive back.
Yeah, penalty on the play. I tell you, the quarterback, Silvera, throwing some pretty good arm strength on that out pattern.
I agree, Coach. Because if you throw that late, that can go back the other way real quick.
Absolutely.
So we'll pause for the White Hats call.
Trojans, get to it!
Offensive pass interference.
And that call is a huge one because for a Miramonte team who is the underdog, you want to come out and win early on those early downs.
Talking to Coach Johnson earlier this week, he said he would be happy 3 yards in a cloud of dust and just time possession, move the chains, and here they come out in the spread, right?
Right. I mean, traditionally, that's what they do. They run that ball down the throats of their opponent. But it's hard to do when you're starting off behind the chains. 1st and 20. They go with the ISO through the middle. Great job by that defensive line of the Trojans.
Boy, not a lot there. That pretty much the D-line of Foothill pretty well ate that up.
Foothill, known for their toughness on defense throughout the century. They're looking to get a 3 and out and take advantage of this amazing field position defensively. 2nd and 20.
Silvera lined up behind center.
Nice run on the right side. Power.
Nathan Atkinson on the carry there. Boy, this puts a tough situation for the Lions here. 3rd and long.
Yeah, and they're not traditionally a passing team that's going to drop back to get those 12 to 15-yard plays. So you got to be conscious of what could come. Maybe screen, maybe draw. But what you don't want to do is turn it over on your own end.
No, absolutely. Ball control is critical.
3rd and 15 for the Lions. Play action. They have a man in the flat, and it's caught. Nice tackle, and they're going to be short.
Number 40, Daniel Miranda on the reception there. Just moves the line of scrimmage a little bit further forward, a little more manageable. But boy, you couldn't draw this up any better if you're Foothill.
Absolutely, because they have some dangerous weapons back deep.
Got Corey Hunter Jr. back deep, and number 23, Michael Hanks Jr.
The new kid on the block, and I'm not talking about the old band from the 80s. I'm talking about the kid that came from Frontier, and he already has a Valley Championship ring on his finger.
And that is number 23, Michael Hanks Jr. back deep.
Beautiful punt. Hanks across the 50, and oh my God, across the 40. And that was a blindside block, and that's a nice tackle.
There's a penalty on the field, though. Penalty inside the 35-yard line. This might be coming back.
Coach, I agree, because that blindside block that we called out, it used to be legal back in our day when we were playing, but nowadays you have to give a guy an opportunity to protect himself, and they didn't do that. That's going to cost them some good field position, but boy, how about Hanks?
Wow. Welcome to Foothill High School football, right?
Wow. So Michael Hanks Jr., son of former Mercy Rockets basketball center Mike Hanks. Athleticism runs in that family for sure.
Even though that penalty is going to be a 15-yarder, it's still going to be inside the 50-yard line. So obviously Foothill gets the ball inside Miramonte territory. And once again, you couldn't draw this up any better for Foothill, getting the ball on the other side of the 50.
So let's talk about the Trojans.
Well,
after this next dead ball.
Yeah, obviously their quarterback right here, Ishmael Ramirez. This is his 3rd year as a starter for the Trojans.
Shotgun double set for Ramirez. That ball's headed off, and he's going to pass the room outside. He's across the 40, across the 30. Tackled at the 26-yard line.
Martin Velasquez with a big carry there for the Trojans. Getting back to the quarterback, Ishmael Ramirez. Coach Wadle is excited about him. Like I said, he may be the most veteran quarterback in the entire Central section. Starting his 3rd year quarterback for the Trojans. He's a gamer, man.
Oh, yeah, we've had some amazing nights watching him perform. And we'll get into you and Coach Weddle's relationship as the broadcast goes, but can you hear this beautiful crowd? The Foothill Trojan faithful are making some noise.
This crowd showed up ready for some football tonight.
This is the Battle of the 58. If you're not familiar with the geographics, you've been hiding under a rock. Good. Handoff inside is going to be tackled for after a gain of 3.
Yeah, Martin Velasquez again on the carry. Not a lot there, but still 4 yards.
And you reference 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is the principle for some of these
the strange thing about Foothill is even though we're not seeing it right now, they normally line up in the double wing. They're going spread to start things off. But you talk about two offenses that are polar opposites with the double wing and the spread. Foothill does both of them, and they do it without personnel change as well, too.
Yeah, and they're staying committed to that spread again, coming out in that shotgun double set. Ramirez joined in the backfield with Velasquez. He's going to be just short of the first down, but nice job up front by that offensive line.
That offensive line is good, man. I mean, both teams have a really solid offensive line. They're big up front, and this is going to be fun, man. This is going to be a fun game tonight.
You can feel the energy already, Coach.
No doubt.
The stadium's vibrating tonight.
You know, you look at last year, both teams played twice, obviously, in the Battle of the 58, and then Monte eliminates Foothill in the postseason. So, big target on the Monte backs tonight by Foothill.
Absolutely. You know, they're playing with some angry intentions in black. 3rd and short. Handoff inside, and he's going to be stopped. This is going to be very close. But it looks like he's short, Coach.
It does look like he's short. Huge effort by the defensive line up front for Monte. Even though Foothill has an outstanding kicker, they're not kicking here. They're going for it.
Absolutely, because you believe your offensive line in this backfield with the talent and toughness can get this 1 yard. But
I would be surprised if they don't go double wing here. 4th and inches. And they're still going spread.
They better pick it up, too, because they've been taking their time. Maybe just trying to draw them off sides, Coach. And that's delay of game. That's what I was saying as far as making sure you're getting to the line, because the last thing you want to do is have that 5-yard loss. You want to get there, try to get them to go off sides, but if you can't get it, you want to call that timeout because these yards are precious.
Exactly. They do have a good kicker, but it looks like they are going for it.
Yep, from the 21-yard line, that will be about a 38-yard field goal.
He's got the leg, but they want 7 here.
All right, Trojans staying committed to that shotgun double set. Single high safety look for the Monte Lions. Ramirez looks left, has a man.
Oh, nice play.
Still on his feet, and that's going to be a touchdown. Jordan Nelson.
And just like that, this crowd's going crazy.
Welcome to the Trojan lore.
Here we go. Jordan Nielsen transfer from Frontier High School along with his brother TJ Nielsen, and already we've seen big dividends by the transfers coming into Foothill in this 2026 season.
How about the confidence of Coach Weddle and Ramirez to make that play, because that's not just an easy pitch and catch on that out route, Coach.
No, that was well executed play. Coach Weddle hit the nail on the head, man. He loves his quarterback, and it's hard not to see why.
Amazing job by Foothill taking advantage of a short field after the Hanks return, and the kick is up. The kick is good. We'll take our first break and be back with more action on Kern High Network right after this. All right. All right, guys, welcome back. Foothill Trojans with the great defensive stance after the penalty. The penalty really set the Lions back behind the chains, and that cost them because you can't give a new offense chomping at the bit a short field.
And there we go, another touchback. And he can't, in high school, he cannot run it out once it goes into the end zone. So big rule difference. And we got a penalty on the flag, too, on the field.
Yeah, we got some late stuff happening right at the 35-yard line. But like you said, Coach, wow, talk about a booming kick. Second touchback of the game.
And rumor has it, the Miramonte kicker might be better.
Wow.
So we've got two outstanding place kickers here, and both double as punters as well, too. We saw a punt that actually was well executed by Miramonte. Special teams, man, I tell you, if you have good special teams, especially in high school, that can take you a long ways.
Special teams make special teams.
There you go.
All right, so we got a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on both teams, which is a great call. And that's a great call by a great guy in the white hat, and that's my first coach ever, James Taplin, the legend.
Well, there you go, Ken. I tell you, it's and he was a coach, and now he's a referee. Figure that one out.
If not for him letting me play center on his flag football team, I might not ever made it.
Oh, it's his fault.
All right, 1st and 10, Miramonte Lions, full house backfield. They go with the ISO. Very intent on trying to play ball control after making some mistakes in the passing game.
Yeah, definitely. That was Premier Johnson on the carry, number 44. Obviously, Miramonte has some huge shoes to fill, losing Nathan Gonzalez. Back-to-back 2,000-yard rusher for the Lions. Now they've got a new running backs, and we'll see where that takes them tonight and into the 2026 season.
Yeah, Gonzalez was a man amongst boys. 2nd and 6. Handoff on the power. Great job by the defensive line of the Trojans.
And once again, that was number 44, Premier Johnson on the carry. Not a lot there, but they are more manageable on this 3rd down as opposed to their previous possession. It was like 3rd and 5, so they could run, or we could see, obviously, they could put it in the air here, but we'll in a much better situation than we were in their first possession.
Great assessment, Coach, because that's their style. Stay within the chains, within the game, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
There it is.
3rd and 5 for the Lions. Amazing crowd from the Foothill Trojans. But right now, you got the Miramonte Lions, and they're trying to get to that 1st down marker. He makes some moves, and he gets there. Nice individual effort.
Outstanding run by Premier Johnson. Coach Johnson, when I spoke to him the other day, had really high praise about him, and it's understandable why. Obviously, he's not at the level of Nathan Gonzalez, but he looks more like a slasher. And boy, to go inside and to kick it out like that and find the first down chains, nice little run there. And let's be honest, Miramonte needed that 1st down.
That was a huge play. 1st and 10, Lions. Single receiver split left. I formation. And they go power to the left side, and that's a great job by that defensive line of the Trojans.
Well, we can see what the game plan is now after that first possession. Let's get Premier Johnson the football and see what he can do. Like you said, Ken, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
And it looks like we have an injured Trojan coming off the field. And that looks like Nielsen or McAfee. And it looks like it's just cramps. We are in the heat of August. One thing all of us athletes know, got to stay hydrated or the cramps are coming. Power on the right side, and they're staying committed to the running game. Nice job by the offensive line.
Yeah, a little change up there, number 4, Nathan Atkinson with the carry. Boy, we talk about 3rd and manageable. That's exactly where the Lions are right now. I think Coach Johnson would definitely take any time you get 3rd down and 2. Let's go. We'll take that every single time.
All right, 3rd and short.
Yell F.
2:48 remaining to play in this first quarter. They go right back to that power play, but he has no movement.
Second effort, he bounced out.
Great job.
Outstanding job by Atkinson there. He was bottled up. and he broke probably in the midst of that, probably 3 or 4 tackles, bounced outside, and moved those chains for the Lions.
Wow, talk about some amazing effort out of these backs individually. 2 times we've seen them stop with multiple Foothill Trojan jerseys and finding a way to get to the sticks.
Yeah, they've got a 2-headed monster in those 2 running backs.
1st and 10 Lions. Single high safety look for the Trojans. Handoff on the power again, and he's going to have that 3 yards in a cloud of dust. One more time, Coach.
Yeah, feed the beast, man. Number 4, Nathan Atkinson on the carry once again. This is exactly what the Lions need. They need to dominate the time of possession, move the chains methodically, keep that quick stride offense of Foothill off the field, and this is exactly what Coach Johnson wants right here.
You had a chance to meet with both coaches this week. When we get a dead ball, we'll talk about some of the things you had an opportunity to pick up from these great genius minds. One of them you helped mold. Second and 7. Right back to the ISO.
I think they're marking him short. It looked like effort got it past the chains, but.
Oh, looks like the turnover. Foothill celebrating like they stripped it, but officials are saying that was down.
Yeah, that was Premier Johnson on the carry for the Lions. Looks like he's just short of a first down. Talk about 3rd and manageable. You can't get much more manageable than this. 3rd and less than 1.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've been very efficient moving the crowd up front. 3rd and short for the Lions. Handoff on the right side, and great play.
Great second
like
effort.
He's going to have it.
Great second effort by the back there. He was bottled up near the line of scrimmage, and sheer determination got him inside the 40-yard line.
Boy, I'm so impressed with the individual effort of these running backs on the Lions. But, hey, like you said, when you have a guy like you had last year, these young guys saw that film as they prepared.
Yeah.
There's big shoes to fill.
Yeah. And let's be honest, Miramonte's offensive line there's some big dudes up there.
Absolutely. All right, so that is the end of first quarter action in a blur. The Foothill Trojans will have a 7-point lead over the Miramonte Lions. We'll take a quick quarter break and be back with more action on Kern High Network. All right, welcome back to Kern High Network football. Lions with a very impressive drive after giving up that 7. Now they go quick.
Immediately mad.
Yeah, not a lot there.
Almost looked like a legal motion as well, Coach. It didn't look like they were set.
Yeah, that wasn't very clean, but no flag. I guess no harm, no foul, right?
All right. Faked themselves out on that one. Now we got a 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 9 after a short gain.
Yeah, the Lions need at least a 3 to 4 yard gain here to make it a 3rd and manageable. So big down right here.
I formation, single receiver right, 40 even front for the Trojans. And they go with the toss sweep.
Good. Yes.
Nice blocking out front. And that's going to be a nice 5-yard gain to the outside.
I really like Atkinson. I great running back, and like I said, they really have two outstanding running backs in Atkinson and number 44, Premier Johnson. So we're looking at 3rd and 5. So definitely manageable for the Lions. I would have to believe this is going to be 4-down territory anyway.
I agree, Coach. But if you're the Lions, this is a confidence-building drive after struggling on your first possession.
No doubt.
3rd and 5. And we are very close to the coaches, so you do hear some of their info coming across. Oh, but he got a fumble.
I think he got it back. He got it back.
Whoa. And those are the things that can't happen when you're a ball control style offense.
Exactly. Now it puts him in a real tough situation, 4th and 6. They got personnel change coming in, but looks like they're going for it. They got the kicker that's got the leg to make it from here. Supposedly last week in a scrimmage, he hit one from 52. So he's got the leg, but they're going for it.
All right, so it's 4th and 5, and they're going for it. And like Coach said, they do have a nice kicker, but this is a little bit out of his range. So we'll see what they go. Shotgun spread set, 2 receivers to the right.
Oh, boy.
Oh, by snap. And now you got to
big hit.
turnover on downs, and great job by the Foothill defense.
Aiden Amaya with a hit there, no doubt about it. That was huge. Gosh, Mira moved the ball well. They moved the chains. They dominated the time of possession. And to turn it over on downs at the 40, gosh, that hurts.
Yeah, and those are the kind of things we talked about, Coach. When you're a ball control style offense, you have to eliminate the small mistakes because it takes you all the way out of what you want to run that keeps you in the game.
Yeah, that botched snap on 3rd down was a killer. All right, Foothills, they're tasting blood in the water right now. They got to feel good about themselves.
Oh, my God. Fucking Aiden. Aiden's going fucking out.
Nice gain. That's going to be about 6 yards.
Yeah, get him the fuck out.
Yeah, Martin Velasquez again on the carry there. He was very prominent in that first series. He's a good back, but boy, let's give credit where credit's due. That offensive line for Foothill is pretty dominating, and that's saying a lot because Miramonte is really strong up top, up front, both on both sides of the football. Here we got a 2nd and a long 4.
And I do want to let our listening audience know we are in the Trojans' den, but we have the Lions' den right to the right of us. So if you hear some of the coach's dialogue,
the fucking hole!
And now you got a completion for a 1st down.
That was Jordan.
For the Trojans.
Yeah, that was Jordan Nielsen on the receiving end of that. Once again, Jordan Nielsen, he's a transfer from Frontier High School. Both him and his brother, TJ Nielsen, both from Frontier, transferring to Foothill, but there is a penalty on the field.
Well, like you said, Coach, this Foothill offense, they've been working all training camp about how explosive they can be.
So that was offensive holding on that play. It's a spot foul, so it'll be 10 yards from the point of the foul. So this is going to put them back in their own territory from the 47-yard line. 2nd and pretty much the same situation they were in the previous, 2nd and 4.
Huge penalty, takes them all the way back. Trips open set for the Trojans. Handoff.
There's
nice
Velasquez.
Move. Amazing run by Velasquez.
He's got some shiftiness to him. He's a tough kid to tackle.
Absolutely. Deceptive speed as well because he's so strong. He's running through tackles. You don't expect him to run away from you.
Exactly.
1st down, Trojans.
I'll tell you, Foothill shows a little character there. Makes a penalty, a big 15-yard penalty, and they get it right back inside the 40 now.
7:47 remaining in this 2nd quarter. Trojans with some momentum. Trips open set for Ramirez. He's going to keep it.
Yes, he is.
The old Iron Horse. Nice blocking out front, but it looked like an injured Miramonte Lion was hit late.
Yeah, we got a Foothill player down as well, too, and that can't tell who that is for Foothill.
So
when I met with Coach Wadle earlier this week, I was expecting to see a lot more double wing, and I don't think we've seen one double wing play ran yet, to my knowledge. Everything's been spread.
And it's unique that you say that, Coach, because these teams see each other so much, they have to do the unexpected. Like like you said, they see each other twice a year if they go to the playoffs. You got to switch it up, and both teams seem to be doing that.
Exactly. Well, hopefully both these guys are okay, and it's just a little temporary pain, and they can get back in action here. But, speaking of Coach Wadle at Foothill, a lot of people might not know this, but Chris Wadle actually played baseball for me at Taft College. And we've got a dead ball foul as well, too, coming up. Unsportsmanlike conduct. I can't tell who that is on. But Coach Wadle played for me at Taft College and ended up, after his playing career back at William Penn in Iowa, Chris then became my assistant coach for several years.
Amazing.
So know Chris well and the entire Wadle family well. Obviously, in 2 weeks, week 3, Foothill plays Wasco. And that's a big rivalry because Chris Wadle's nephew, Kyle, is the head coach at Wasco.
Wow.
So I guess that'll be the Wadle Bowl, I guess.
Well, hopefully we get that broadcast as well, Coach. All right, so both players up.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Miramonte. That's going to move the ball 15 yards closer to the end zone and obviously give them a first down as well, too.
And those are the things that can't happen when you're fighting an uphill battle.
That must have been something big because there wasn't a Miramonte player around that referee who threw that flag. He must have heard it halfway across the field.
Yeah, that may have came obviously from the sidelines is my guess.
That's true.
Yep, took the words right out of my mouth. That's usually a coach trying to spark his players up. Ball's handed off on the zone read to the right side, and that's going to be bottled up very well. But the pile is still moving.
That pile is moving.
A lot of extracurricular stuff happening after the.
Here comes another laundry.
And great job by the officials getting a hand on this game early because we talked about the bad blood. A lot of these kids were teammates once upon a time on the same elementary and Golden Empire youth football teams. Now they're battling.
Yes, they are. And unlike previous years, they're battling in week 1. So they've had the entire offseason to talk smack, right? and to have a little friendly wager, I guess, on the game tonight. But here we go. I mean, these two teams do not like each other, and it's evident tonight.
But kudos to the officials getting a handle on things and letting these guys know, hey, we're here to play football. All the extracurricular stuff after the whistle is unnecessary.
Yeah, spot on, Ken.
Second down and long.
Well, when we say second and long, we mean it, don't we? Second and 25, maybe?
Yeah, we stop counting once it gets too high. Shotgun double set for Ramirez. Single high safety man cover look for the Lions. Ramirez on the keeper.
Boy, that's nice right there. Get quite a bit of yardage back there on that one. Talking to Coach Wadle this week, he loves his quarterback, Ishmael Ramirez, and obviously we mentioned that this is his 3rd year as a starter, but he's got some boxy, man. He's the heart and soul of this program. Anytime you tell a quarterback, normally they run the double wing, which there's not a lot of glamour in being a quarterback in the double wing offense, but he's getting some love tonight, getting to spread it out a little bit and do some quarterback keepers, and he's obviously shown he's got the arm to run this offense as well, too.
Indeed, Coach. Great assessment because a veer offense that runs the football all the time isn't very fun and friendly because you're not. Oh, we got a swing pass. And it's complete for 5 yards.
Yeah, Jordan Nielsen on the reception there. but we got a penalty on the field.
As soon as we say going into the double wing and running it, they go spread and throw it. And caught me off guard there. But getting back to the point that I was making, in a Veer offense, there's only going to be so many opportunities for your skill guys. It's really a team approach to getting the ball down the field. So when you got a quarterback like Ramirez that you can count on to keep it and get those extra yardage plays on the outside, that's going to be special for the Trojans down the line.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously a false start right there, so a legal procedure, so that wipes out that pitch and catch to Nielsen.
So we got a couple of score updates, Coach. We got 14-7 Shafter Generals over the South High Spartans over in the crosstown matchup. First score update. Ramirez with time, great protection by the offensive line. He has all day,
he
and he
got
has
him
the
open.
man.
And there he is.
Touchdown, Trojans.
Wow.
Amazing job by the offensive line. He had all day to throw it. He could have came over here and got a snack and went back and threw that.
No doubt, Ken. Offensive line, boy, they're in midseason form up front because this is no slouch they're playing tonight. This Miramonte defense is really good, and they're just cutting like hot knife through butter. Once again, Jordan Nielsen, the transfer from Frontier. Boy, you talk about a weapon right there, right? Ishmael to Nielsen. And here's the kicker I was telling you about. Obviously, he's put 2 into the end zone already, going for the point after.
Kick is up. Kick is good, and the Trojans taking advantage after a little bit of sloppy play by both sides in that first couple of minutes of the second quarter. But with 5:50 to play, the Trojans looking like they mean business.
Okay, guys, I'm going to interrupt here for something new.
What you got,
If
Kev?
you can look over here at our
we got replay.
we're going to give the people some replay here.
Amazing job by the offensive line. But what you love about Ramirez, he scrambles with his eyes downfield, and he finds 2 wide open receivers. He had his choice right there, Coach.
You know, in most situations in that play right there, a lot of high school quarterbacks will just like take the ball and run. And he has confidence in his offensive line, obviously rightly so. And he was able to survey the field and fought a Nielsen in the corner of the end zone with a dime.
Boy, we haven't touched on the transfer portal madness that happened all summer. But right now, Mr. Nielsen's looking like one of the star transfers.
And, you know, ironically, it's his brother that came with the kudos, TJ Nielsen, who's the offensive defensive lineman. Jordan's a sophomore, I believe, and boy, he's making some big noise here in week 1.
All right, this kick is going to be taken, and we'll see our first return of the night.
Penalty on the field.
Going to be tackled at the 30, but like Coach said, we have a penalty on the field.
More than likely, this is going against Miramonte.
That gives us a chance to thank our boss, Stan Green, and the Director of School Support Services, the Kern High School District Superintendent's Office, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union, whose support allows us to bring all of these amazing events to the community.
Kenny, if I could throw a plug in here for the cheerleaders. We can hear the cheerleaders in the background. Shout out to Erica Garcia and Karina DeAlbo, the cheer advisors here at Foothill High School. So nice job, ladies.
I love it, Coach. One of my favorite events to host every year is the Battle of the Bleachers.
Well, there you have it.
In the football season every year, I get to host the Golden Empire Youth Football Battle of the Bleachers, and I get to hang out with all the cheer moms and the cheer dads. I have the dads doing toe touches. It's an amazing event. You got to come out, Coach.
But I'm not going to do any toe touches for you,
Hey,
Ken.
I'm going to definitely challenge you to do a toe touch if you show up. All right, 1st and 10, Miramonte looking to scratch with 5:40 left in the first half. Right back to the ground. They get 3.
Yeah, Premier Johnson again on the carry there. Obviously, Miramonte knows who they need to get the ball to, Premier Johnson and their other running back, Nathan Atkinson. But they're getting to a point here where Miramonte needs a long, time-consuming drive. The problem is there's only 5 minutes left in the half, so we've got to kind of move the ball down quicker, get some points here, and at least get a good feeling in their stomach about going into halftime, because right now it's been all Foothill.
Right. You got to be smart back here, backed up on your own end, and not turn it over as well, because it's a lot of time, and what you don't want to do is give the ball back with a short field to a hot offense.
Miramonte in the spread here.
Handoff, and it's a nice hold. Great job and run to earn the first down.
Yeah, nice run by Johnson. You see that Miramonte spreading things out a little bit, trying to keep Foothill's defense accountable. You got to go man on man, right? Even if you got a guy that can't catch a football, you got to put somebody on him.
Absolutely.
So you can open up the middle part of that field to let Johnson and Atkinson do their magic.
All right, Miramonte probably feeling the crunch. Going to that spread set. We haven't seen it often.
Hey, let's go, big
They go right back to the ground. Power on the right side. Great job by the defensive line of the Trojans.
Nice tackle there by number 74, Anthony Carvalera. Said Foothill's not as big as Miramonte up front, but they've got a stranglehold on things up front right now. On both sides
Very
of the ball.
physical football team.
Yeah.
They hardly ever have the big guys that jump out at you from the eye contest, or from the eye test, I should say, but they have toughness.
Absolutely.
We have a timeout with 3:33 to play. We'll take a quick break as well and be back on Kern High Network. All right, welcome back to Foothill High School. The Trojans holding on to a 14-point lead. Miramonte looking to take advantage after earning their first down of this drive, and now he rolls left.
Ooh. He might have got there early.
Did get there a touch early. We had the bird's eye view, coach, as they were coming right to us. It did look like you got there a little early, but
yeah, if you're Miramonte there, you probably want that one because, gosh, it looked like that DB might have got there a little early. But hey, no flag.
Right, bang bang play.
Yeah.
Officials letting them play.
All right, Foothill's got Miramonte where they want him. Once again, 3rd and long. This is probably not 4-down territory because you're on this side of the 50, but big play here.
Great assessment because you got to figure out a way to try to get the first down, but you don't want to give the ball back recklessly. 3rd and 7 for the Lions. Ace formation. Motion right. And they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be about 3 yards short.
Atkinson with a really nice run there. Puts it at 4th and short, but man, Ken, do you go for it in this situation?
Well, one thing for sure, if you are going for it, you're basically saying this is the game. If we can't get this, we don't deserve to be here.
Yeah, if you turn it over in downs here, boy, you're looking at a potential 21-0 deficit going into halftime. So, who knows? They might try to draw them off sides here, too.
Great call, Coach. You definitely want to bring them out. You have the timeouts that you can try to get them to jump. But if you got a one-on-one matchup, a 50-50 ball may work in your advantage as well.
They're going to try to draw them offsides.
And that's the delay of game, so they're going to punt the football. Great call, Coach.
You know, I'm kind of surprised in that situation. If they're going to do that, use a timeout so you're not penalized 5 yards here. To me, that would have made a little more sense. But, hey, it's easy to coach up here.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm up here. Remember, I told you, I'm not going back to coaching. I like the view from up here.
Yeah, this is safe here.
This is safe.
Yeah.
But, Coach, one of the things that chaps my hide is taking timeouts into the locker room.
Yeah.
So when you do have those timeouts, take them so you can assess what you can do, get creative to try to see if you can make some plays, or talk protection on this punt, because you also have to protect the punt.
Oh, boy.
And that's going to be a turnover on down and a disaster for the Lions. I couldn't even get the sentence out my mouth.
Now number 22, Noah Davis on the recovery there, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway because that was fourth down and it was going to be Trojans' ball regardless. But, man, that's a gut punch right there if you're Miramani.
And exactly to our point, Coach, not to nitpick any small detail, but calling timeouts allows you to have the time to say, hey, guys, let's make sure we get this snap to the punter. Let's make sure we protect so we don't have these kind of issues. Nonetheless, first down for the Trojans.
Well, we're still in the spread here. No double wing yet.
Spreading that Miramonte defense out, and they go right up the middle. Going to be tackled at about the 3-yard line, and it'll be second and goal.
Yeah, that's Michael Hanks Jr. on the carry. Another Frontier transfer.
Well, this Foothill team last year won its first league championship in I don't know how long, which was very impressive. They had some tough kids.
They had a great season. They really did. Winning the Horizon League, undefeated. Obviously, the bitter taste in their mouth is losing in the quarterfinals to this very own Miramonte team.
All right, 150 to play in the first half. Foothill trying to get the play off. A man short as Nielsen comes in late, and they might be facing a delay of game.
Yeah, I think they got timeouts left too. So now they're double winging it. There we go.
Great job on a double wing, and that's going to be a touchdown. Trojans. Mike Hanks Jr. with his first touchdown as a Foothill Trojan. And that was our first look at the double wing, Coach. Very deceptive how they shift real quick, and now that motion's coming to you and that fast flow coming back. Touchdown Trojans.
Yeah, talking to Coach Whale earlier this week, he said he's really got the unique team where they can, without any personnel change, they can, on a fly, audible from spread to double wing or audible from double wing to spread.
Love Coach Weddle's offensive system.
And here is Rolando Correa for the extra point. Big leg we've seen on a couple kickoffs. And this is something Foothill has not had in a while, is a really good place kicker.
Kick is up. Kick is good. We'll stay here with 1:30 to play, because this is turned into a game that looks like it's not a close contest, but it's not indicative of how they've actually played. It's just been a couple of big mistakes that have led to a short field and points for the Trojans.
Yeah, a couple penalties have really hurt Miramani. Obviously, the botched snap on the punt didn't help. But, man, I tell you, Ken, I'm really impressed with this Foothill team. I mean, I have not seen, obviously, this is week one. We haven't seen the heavyweights in town like the Bakersfield Christians, your BHS Drillers, who, by the way, had a huge win last night up at Clovis. But this Foothill team, they came in with a lot of high expectations. I believe they're ranked 7th in Kern County. In the section, they're rated, I believe, 13 or 14. And, Ken, they're as good as advertised.
Hey, I love the fact that it's been 3 phases of football. Like you said, Coach, they started off booming them out of the end zone, which nullifies any return game by the special guys and your skill players, Mira, Monte. That's half the battle when you got a kicker that can kick like that.
It changes the whole dynamics of everything. We see a lot of high school football teams that will just squib kick it to maybe their own 40 or the opposing team's 40. And but problem is you're working with a 60-yard field. Here you're working with an 80-yard field, right?
Right, and it's not working out for the Lions. And they're going to have to figure out a way to get out of this half without giving the ball back to Foothill, because Foothill still has that 2 timeouts. So you got to wonder, how aggressive are they going to be? This one's going to be returned. Amazing job on the coverage, shedding the block and making the tackle.
I tell you, I'm really impressed with Rolando Correa, the kicker, but how about the coverage on special teams there too? I mean, even though the ball wasn't kicked in the end zone, fielded inside the 5, and great coverage by the Trojans there. All right, got a long field to work with here. 1:24 left in the half. Going spread, Ken.
Yeah, and right here, I'll say you still want to make sure you're protecting the ball, because I've seen some comebacks from 21 down. I've very rarely seen the comebacks from 28 down. They go with the middle screen or the side screen. It's a nice call and a huge tackle.
That's Nathan Atkinson on the reception. Nice little pitch and catch. But they need more than 8 yards a pop right now.
2nd and 3 for the Lions, and they're going to huddle up. So you got to wonder if they're going to be aggressive or if they're looking to go into the half. I would try to be aggressive with this field position from the 35 and a couple timeouts. And here they go, taking a shot. Their first shot down the field.
Double coverage.
And it's incomplete.
I believe that was Braden Hoford on the breakup. Outstanding defensive coverage by the Trojans. And Braden Holford with a nice breakup there.
I like taking the shot, though. You haven't,
absolutely.
You haven't extended the field. Every now and then you have to keep these DBs honest, because they're just sitting on routes. Got to stretch the field every now and then.
Yeah, well, Miramonte got a break there. Penalty on Foothill, so that's going to move the chains. And I missed what the call was. But it's definitely, it's at least a 10-yarder.
Wow.
Puts them at the 45. They've got a kicker with a big leg, so if they can get the ball down to the 30, they have a shot here of getting 3 in before halftime.
Very rare to see 10-yard defensive penalties. I'm wondering what that was. Shotgun spread set for Miramonte.
Ooh, tough.
Pass is caught right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, you like the effort there by number 4, Nathan Atkinson, but you're almost better off if that was an incomplete pass, right?
Right. The tough thing, though, Coach, had he not caught that, there was a Foothill defender screeching on the outside. Got to be careful before one of those end up back to the house.
Absolutely.
33 seconds remaining to play in the first half, and we're going to have another timeout. Which, like I said, can't go to the locker room with those timeouts. Use them up. Get on the same page.
Let's use them. Talking to Coach Johnson earlier this week, as good as we've been impressed with Rolando Correa, the place kicker for Foothill, Miramonte might have the best kicker in Kern County, and Joshua Montoya. Got a big leg. In practice, he's hit him from the mid-50 range, 55, 56 yards. So if they can get the ball down, maybe get another 20 yards, 25 yards, then it puts them in field goal range. And 3 would be huge right here.
This is a game where our BC Renegade special teams coach, Matt Alvarez, former Trojan, would love seeing 2 kickers go at it with these big legs. Hopefully he can get within range. 2nd and 10. Quarterback looks left.
Oh, nice coverage.
Nice coverage and tackle. So now we have another timeout, and that's going to be the Miramonte Lions taking that one.
Nice coverage there by Rogelio Arellano, number 9 on the coverage there. Huge, great coverage, great tackle, and it really puts Miramonte in a tough situation here. 3rd and 9.
Man, if you're hearing this score as you're going across the valley, you're like, man, Foothill's just rolling them. It hasn't been that kind of game.
No, it hasn't, because, you know, Miramonte's done some really nice things, and
Yes.
it's evident they're very talented, especially up front. I like their quarterback. You know, they got a good two-headed monster at running back, but I think that just, with all that said, that makes even Foothill's performance tonight even more impressive.
I agree. I mean, because Miramonte definitely has had some bright spots moving the football. They've had those plays that set them behind the chains and the high snaps that have basically blown this game open. Let's see what happens right here on a 3rd and 10. This is a crucial 3rd and 10 with a shotgun spread set for the Lions.
And I'm going to ask a question, Ken. Is this 4-down territory?
Based on the time, I would say yes. Because you want to try to get something out of this field position that you have if you're the Lions.
That's nice.
Caught. Clock will stop with the 1st down, but how about that dart? And just like we said, now they're in that range, Coach. Another 5 to 10 yards, we may see that leg.
We're going to clock it right here. There we go. Smart move.
Great job by Coach Johnson and the Miramonte Lions being aggressive.
According to the math, they are potentially in field goal range, believe it or not.
Absolutely.
This would put it at, what, about a 55-yard attempt, 56. I believe they have 1 timeout left, so they do have an opportunity to maybe pick up 5 to 10 yards, maybe give the kicker a better opportunity. But like I said, man, if they can get 3 here, that would be huge going into halftime.
Great character drive by the Lions as well. And it looks like they're going to be content to kick it from where they are, Coach, because they just spiked it again.
Well, here's the thing. They spiked it, and then the referee wound the clock there as well, too, after which technically a spike's an incomplete ball.
Right.
I don't know why he restarted the clock.
Yeah, he definitely shouldn't
I
have.
think they need up. Where were we at? Were we at, what, 12, 13 seconds before this happened?
And it looks like you're getting that update.
Yeah, they're going to get this straight.
From Coach Taplin. We already pumped him up. We got to make sure he's mistake-free tonight.
There we go.
And there they go. Great job by the officials being on the same page.
They're going to put 12 seconds on the clock. The clock should have never been wound there.
Coach Vince, you got a great eye, man. Your eye is on point up here.
As long as I don't read it, I'm fine. From a distance, I'm okay.
I'm loving it, Coach. Hey, for your first broadcast, who would know? Well, one thing we got to remind people is that this is your first broadcast. This ain't your first rodeo. We'll talk about all of your experiences in the second half.
I look forward to it. Yeah, that tells me right there they're playing for 3 right here.
Inside run gets about.
Oh, here comes another
penalty.
Now, who is this against?
Wow, this is crucial either way. Because if it's on the Trojans, you're giving them more field position.
Yeah, you're going to give him a really good shot. You're going to give kicker Joshua Montoya a really good opportunity here if this penalty is against Foothill.
And if this is against Miramonte, it takes them out of field position.
Completely out of field goal range.
Wow, so talk about some drama in this first half. We were rolling. That first quarter was about.
I'm pretty sure this is going against Foothill.
All right, let's see.
And there's 4 seconds on the clock, so we already have Montoya. He's already out there. He's gearing up for a field goal attempt here. And I think he's going to get it 15 yards closer to the field goal because they threw a penalty flag, which looked like unsportsmanlike conduct. unless they're picking the flag up.
And on plays like that, and that's unsportsmanlike conduct against the Trojans.
Well, that's going to make Montoya's kick a lot more manageable, so to speak. So we're going to move it 15 from where it's at right now, which right now would be a 56. So that would put it at, what, 41 then? So
nice.
Well within his range.
Well, Coach, this is one of my jokes. I say when we see those kind of plays out of players, that's the reason why coaches have gray hair or none at all. Because that's a situation where...
And in my case, Ken, I've got a lot of gray hair.
Hey, I got all the gray, too. I blacked this out last week. I just got a haircut. They blacked me out. All this is gray. But those kind of plays are why coaches pull our hair out, because you got a scenario where you want to force them to take this long kick, but you're giving them 15 yards on a dead ball play.
Exactly. And let's be honest, Foothill had all the momentum here. This makes it much more manageable for Montoya. And 3 points, like I said, even though it's only 3, a 21-3 game at halftime sits a little better for you if you're Miramonte as opposed to a 21-0 game.
Absolutely.
So here's the big leg. Coach Johnson said he thinks this guy is a Division I type kicker.
Ooh, I love it.
And I believe he is only a junior.
I know Coach Alvarez is somewhere salivating over these kickers. Let's see if this one can make one. Miramonte Lions. Snap is good.
Yeah, that's a big leg. And that's through.
Kick
good as advertised.
So the Lions take advantage of the penalty and get out of the first half with a three-pointer. Trojans.
Injury on the field, number 72, Aiden Marino down. Big offensive lineman for Miramonte.
All right, so we'll get an update on the injured player after the half. But that is the end of the first half with the Trojans up 21 over the Lions with a great 3 at the end of the second quarter. We'll be back on Kern High Network. That's a crazy. That might be the craziest update, in-game update I've ever seen.
What's that?
The update you just gave us. That's pretty scary. I don't know if we've ever had that. Yeah. You hear about that?
I was at a Giants-Dodger game 15 years ago. There was a shooting in the parking lot of Dodger Stadium.
There was a shooting at the Centennial game, and it canceled the game. Wow.
When I was with Bright House, we were packing up after a West High game, and I don't know who they were playing, but
they had car came scooching from the Taco Bell on the end.
Oh, yeah.
And they came flying up all hard. And there were gunshots going off.
Oh, yeah. Valhalla, it's always something.
We hit the deck. Thornford was out there with his kids.
Yeah.
They all hit the deck. I was up on a scissor lift.
Oh.
Breaking my camera down.
Let me call Ben. Uh-oh. I got another score update.
So they went on. They started late, so were they able to start the game?
They probably didn't even start the game, but they were supposed to start at 8. I'm gonna call Ben. This is, man, sad to see these young kids out here up in that stuff.
Let's give us some noise. Let's go, cheerleaders!
27-14, Shafter over South.
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the field, the Trojan Marching Band and Color Guard. Tonight, the Foothill Marching Band and Color Guard are proud to announce, and for the first time, perform part of
Clovis
their
East,
2026
12, Liberty,
show,
3.
A Crown for a
Third
Queen.
quarter.
Selection
St.
of the
Joseph's,
2026
7.
show includes
Garces Memorial, zip.
Gloria
Score that one.
Estes,
7-0,
Bohemian
Saints
Rhapsody.
Memorial. St.
You
Joseph.
should give it a crown, and we are the champions. Tonight they'll be performing their opening number.
Faith Lutheran,
Dancing.
14. BCHS, 7.
Faith, they're from Vegas. Just Vegas team.
Gotcha. So they big time, huh? Yeah.
Well, not as good as Gorman's the team.
Oh, yeah, Bishop. Yeah, Bishop Gorman.
I used to recruit, the tap, we used to recruit a lot of Vegas guys. And it's kind of funny to see that.
Oh, yeah.
It's, I mean, there are mid-major Division I football programs that love having a facility like Pico.
Better than my college stadium or facility. Well, we've upgraded recently. Man, that's so sad. I have a younger cousin that's playing for Centennial.
Is that right?
Yeah, offensive line.
We've had a little softball where you heard about her, right?
Oh.
I guess they were on a freeway and somebody was going around.
Wrong way driving. I did see
She
that
was
story.
I think she was like a varsity softball team.
I didn't know she was a softball
Yeah.
player. Wow.
I mean, not matters at all.
Yeah, that's horrible.
This campus, haven't they?
Yeah, they definitely have. Yes, state of the art over the last 10 years.
I mean, just like, no one feels moving.
Yeah, they've gutted everything. I'd say about 10 years ago. Miami, you're a natural. Having fun up here.
I guess the lights are still on.
This one is still on.
Okay, gotcha.
Under the direction of Mr. John Barker and Jennifer West, drum majors Jasmine Martinez and Erica Vasquez. Is your band ready? Children marching band and color guard, you may take the field in exhibition. As they exit the field, let's make some more noise for our cheerleaders, our band, our color guard. And let's get ready for a second half of Trojan football.
Strong's youth accounts help kids practice earning and spending in the real world.
So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy!
Because when we plant financial literacy young, it grows the rest of their lives. Valley Strong's youth accounts teach kids how to save and earn interest on their hard-earned money.
Hey! You should be earning interest on your savings. Make the money work for you.
Because when we plant financial literacy young, it grows the rest of their lives.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kern High Network Football live from Foothill High School. I am Kenny Calvin. I'm joined by my new partner, Coach Vince Mayoko, Kevin Woolley, our producer director. We do have some scores and updates. We'll get to some of those.
I got to interrupt.
Time.
It's nice to have you here with somebody with a harder last name to pronounce than Willie.
Right, and you would think I would not mess that name up because his wife is my boss on shift every day.
Uh-oh.
Yep, so I'm in trouble. But amazing broadcast tonight, Coach.
Well, we've got to kick off here Joshua Montoya, who nailed a big field goal right before halftime. So we'll see his big leg. Rumor has it he puts it deep into the end zone.
Well, Coach, we talked about how important it was for Mira Monte to capitalize on that final drive. Great execution as they started from their own end and got all the way down. They did have help with a penalty, but that big-time leg that you talked about was put on display.
Absolutely. They got some pep in their step now. And there's that big leg.
Get in there, baby. Yeah. Yes.
And that's going to be a touchback, another booming kick. Good as advertised, and Foothill Trojans will have it 1st and 10. Heading west.
Hey, Ken, I want to make a shout-out. Great halftime performance by the Foothill Marching Band and band director John Barker. Great job there. And, of course, I mentioned earlier our cheer advisor here at Foothill High, Erica Garcia and Karina Diallo. Outstanding halftime performance by both the cheer squad and the marching band here at Foothill High.
Foothill has rolled out the red carpet for us. The crowd is amazing tonight. We barely can hear each other when they get going. Shotgun double set for Ramirez. Ramirez has been very calm, controlling the offense, not playing ahead of himself, but now he got one open in the flat.
Yeah, reception there by number 23, Michael Hanks Jr., one of the many Frontier transfer portals into here at Foothill High.
Yeah, this Foothill offense has come out, and they're doing exactly what they've been advertised to do over the summer. We'll see if the Mira Monte defense can get some stops.
You know, I know Coach Wadle had really preached to me how he loves his quarterback, and it's evident why. Ishmael Ramirez, he's a big-time player.
2nd and 3 for the Trojans. Single high safety look for the Lions. RPO read zone play action, and they go with the ball outside. And he almost lost it. He keeps it, makes another man miss again, and runs another one over. Talk about drama, Coach.
Luis Correa on the pitch and catch there. Made it a little interesting. It looked like he was gone. And then he bobbled it, but got possession, and now they're inside the Miramonte 40-yard line.
Wow. Had he not bobbled that, he was off to the races.
Yeah, it sure looked like it.
Great concentration. 1st and 10, Trojans. They've been faithfully in this shotgun double set against the 30 front of the Lions. And they go right back to that swing pass.
You know, that little swing pass that Ramirez makes, I mean, he hits it on stride every time. And when you can get the ball out like he does quickly and accurately, it's a pretty thing to watch, isn't it?
Absolutely, Coach. And it also catches you off guard because you don't expect them to run that to the short side.
Yeah.
But because of his timing,
the way it works, it's almost like a running play to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
But you get the guy in motion. Well executed by Ishmael Ramirez.
2nd and 3 for the Trojans. RPO read zone. Ramirez keeps it. Gets it outside, and he has some land.
He's got a blocker. He's gone.
Touchdown, Ramirez.
And, yep, there's no flag on the play. So, wow, Ishmael Ramirez. Coach Wadle, man, you hit the nail on the head, my friend. You got a good one in Ishmael Ramirez.
Coach, he's showing us skill in so many different ways. Right there, that was this classic RPO read zone, carrying out the fake, getting around the edge, and then that individual athleticism gets the score.
You know, it makes you wonder. Now we know why they're not running a lot of double wing tonight, because they got a quarterback that can run the spread as good as anybody.
Wow.
I tell you, this is impressive.
Trojans line up for the PAT. And after this kick, we'll get some scores. We do have some updates. Kick is up. Kick is good. Perfect on the night. How about that? Foothill Trojans taking it to a 28-3 lead. So, Coach, we have a quick break. Let's talk about some scores real quick.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We do want to welcome over the viewers from the game that was canceled. The Centennial and Indy game was canceled for something. We don't have any details, but welcome you guys over to this broadcast. It is a 28-3 game, but this game has been a lot closer than the score indicates.
Yeah, and they've really missed, you know, if they didn't get a chance to watch the first half, this Foothill team is really impressive. I know they came with a lot of fanfare with the transfers coming in, but you know what? The staples of this team is their quarterback, their third-year starting quarterback, Ishmael Ramirez. He's as good as advertised, and he has as much experience as any quarterback in Kern County. But enough of that. Let's hear some scores.
Okay, we got our first score update. Garces Memorial at St. Joseph's down 7-0. We got Chavez up 21-0. Golden Valley up 13-0 over Del Oro. And we got Faith Lutheran and BCHS in a 14-14 tie. So that's a good one over there.
That's a good one. Faith Lutheran from Las Vegas, Nevada, one of the top programs in that city. So BCHS has their hands out for tonight. So good. That's a big matchup.
We'll get to the second half of the scoreboard after this kick. But this one's going to be taken at the 2-yard line, and they'll have an opportunity.
That's in the end zone.
Oh. So 1 foot in the end zone, he's not going to be able to take it.
Kenny, I know we've been talking about this all night, but how impressed are you with both teams' kickers?
Coach, being a former defensive guy that played with some great kickers, I bought them Christmas presents for touchbacks because they're taking so much pressure off of us as a defense because we don't have to worry about covering the most electric guys in kick returners. Every team's most valuable athletic guy is the kick returner.
Absolutely.
You don't want to have to tackle these guys. So when you get a great kicker that kicks the ball into the end zone, it takes pressure off your defense, and you can just line up and play. I love it, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Miramonte going into the spread, being down 4 scores, and they're going to keep it, quarterback keeper, and he has some room.
Yeah, that was almost a Wildcat set. That's Nathan Atkinson, running back in the Wildcat, and utilized the spread out of that.
Great job by Atkinson. Atkinson has had some nice runs throughout the night. I would be surprised if he's not over 50 yards already, even though they haven't had a lot of point production.
Yeah, both him and Premier Johnson have had a really good night carrying the ball, and their offensive line's doing a nice job. But they need a long, sustained drive here. Get 7. They can't settle for 3 now. They got to get 7 and see if they can make this game interesting.
Well, one thing they proved on that last drive is that they can move the football and get in the scoring range. They just have to avoid the mistakes that cost them early. Quarterback keeper. It's going to be a gain of about 3.
Yeah, so right now Miramonte, they've sat Silvera down, Gabriel Silvera, their quarterback, and they're going Wildcat right now with Nathan Atkinson.
One of my favorite things to see every game is linemen blocking downfield more than 15 yards. Amazing job by that offensive lineman continuing to give the effort. And those are the things that don't go celebrated. You don't see that a lot.
Right.
But you got to call it out when you see it. Great job by that offensive lineman putting in work. Now, if the back can get to the second level, but now you got a high snap.
And that was Atkinson again. You know, Atkinson's listed as a quarterback, but he obviously in the first half, his main duty was carrying the ball. Makes you wonder if Gabriel Silvera, if he's injured or something. I don't know, because I thought Silvera had a decent first half. And it looks like Silvera is coming back into the game now. So now we're going to have Silvera back behind center.
Great observation, Coach, because really right now you're down 28-3, but the way you moved the ball on that last drive, if you stay within the context of your offense and get a score, you're still in the game.
Right.
You can't panic this early. Still a lot of football to be played. Shotgun spread set for the Lions. QB rolls left.
Uh-oh,
and it's picked off.
That might be a pick six right there.
Stays on his feet, but now it's tackled at the 18-yard line, and that was just an unfortunate decision by the quarterback as he rolled left, and it was just a sea of Trojans.
Well, that's our good friend Martin Velasquez, who had some big carries in the first half. Boy, he's had a heck of a night.
Both sides of the football. Great effort by the Mira Monte Lions offense, not giving up on the play and stopping him from that pick six because he had his eyes on the glory.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Foothill, Miramonte, you're going to see a lot more two-way guys on these type of rosters as opposed to some of your bigger schools, because primarily because of a smaller roster. But hey, you know, you want to put your best 11 guys on the field, whether it's on offense or defense or both, right? So there's a great shout out there for Velasquez.
All right, here comes that hungry Foothill offense. You got to wonder how eager they're going to be to try to run this score up and show people they mean business. Handoff inside. Nice tackle by the defensive line.
Yeah, not a lot there.
And at this point for the Miramonte defense, it's about pride. You know, I was a defender. Sometimes the offense just doesn't have it. But you still have to go out after those mistakes and bow up and try to create opportunities for your team defensively. So hopefully the defense can get a goal line stance. Hey, it happened last night for the Drillers.
And there you have it. There you have it.
Shotgun set for Ramirez. Keeps it.
Oh, nice decision there.
Great stop by the Lions. So we're going to have a 3rd and goal for the Trojans.
Yeah, Ramirez with the zone read there. Ended up keeping it. What, he gained 3-4 yards there inside the 5-yard line. I think it's safe to say inside the 5, this is 4-down territory. They're not going to settle for 3. They're going for 7.
That was the voice of my new partner, Vince Mayoko. Trojans with energy and momentum, looking to pound it in from the 3rd down 1-yard mark. They go with the quick screen outside, makes one miss. Touchdown, Trojans.
Corey Hunter Jr. on the reception for the touchdown.
So another weapon gets his hands on the football for the Trojans. And now we're starting to see just how well-rounded this team is, because the last play I expected right there, Coach, was a quick screen to the outside as well as they ran the football.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised they didn't go double wing there like they did earlier in the game. And Miramonte not happy about that one. It looked like potentially a block in the back there on the edge. But here we go. We've got Rolando Correa in to try to make it a perfect night. So far, 4 for 4 on extra points, going for 5 for 5 here.
Wow, showing out, Coach. Kick is up. Kick is good, and he remains perfect. We'll take a quick break. The Trojans are up big over the Lions, 35-3. We'll be back on Kern High Network. All right, welcome back. Foothill up big over the Mira Monte Lions. The game was pretty tight, but the Lions have had some snap issues that have led to short fields and multiple scoring opportunities for the Trojans and another touchback. We are seeing a show being put on by these kickers tonight.
Boy, I tell you, special teams, I know it's only a third of the game when you factor in special teams, offense, and defense, but we've seen a lot of losses over the years due to poor special teams play, right?
Absolutely.
And like I said, we've seen a lot of high school games over the last several years, and it seems like a lot of teams here, not just in Bakersfield, but really statewide, just don't have any kickers. And we're blessed to see two outstanding kickers in this game tonight, both by Miramonte and with Foothill.
I often say kickers are the most important players on the team because all of us tried to kick when we were out at practice and none of us could do it.
There you go. Remember the old punt, pass, and kick days?
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget we got player of the game shirts to give away.
Thank you, Kev. We do have player of the game. Implications coming, and it's all on you.
That's going to be a tough decision.
I know, and it's all yours too, Coach.
I might forfeit that back to you, Ken.
Hey, but, it's one of the fun things, being able to highlight players' effort, the reunions on the field. Some of my favorite moments over the years are the player of the game photos with the young players that I've watched grow through the game, and then you get to look back on those moments as these kids continue their careers. So, Coach, I'm excited for you to have that moment tonight with one of your guys that you used to coach. So,
yeah,
talk about it.
Yeah, well, Coach Wadle, Chris played for me 2 years as a pitcher for us, starting pitcher, left-handed pitcher, kind of a low three-quarter delivery, and ended up going to William Penn, finished up his college career there, and then came back and was my pitching coach for several years. So
love it.
Meeting with Chris the other day kind of makes you really feel humble about things. And he said, Coach, if it wasn't for your opportunity for me to coach baseball at Taft College, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Wow.
So I don't know about that. He's an outstanding football coach, but we'll take the praise.
Man, you got to take the praise, Coach. No greater feeling as a former coach than seeing your guys get it.
Boy, they're playing with hair, like their hair's on fire. And they're bringing it, man. Foothill is really good.
Yeah, and one thing about the score, though it's a lopsided event on the scoreboard, there's still going to be intensity between these two teams. We just hope that it remains clean and all of these guys are healthy as we continue to play.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Ken, because there's a lot of football to be played, and Miramonte's going to do well. They're without doubt, I think they're the favorite to win the Horizon League this year, and sometimes getting a rivalry out of the way like they're doing tonight might be the best thing for them.
Great point, because you spend so much time focused on getting revenge or knowing that they're coming at you for revenge. You're not really focused on being the best version of yourself. But now we got a fade. Great effort.
Looks like pass interference.
And that's what happens when you just stretch the field every now and then, Coach. I know it hasn't been something that they could protect to do it often, but every now and then you want to give your skilled players 50-50 balls and opportunities because that's what happens.
Yeah, and I like number 2, Marquise Jingles. He looks like a pretty good player on the outside, and got to find a way to get him the ball, and they attempted that, and they're going to get 15 yards here on the pass interference.
Yeah, his dad was a former basketball player of the year at East High.
There you go.
So he definitely has some athletic ability.
For those people that are watching that aren't familiar with high school football and probably are NFL people, in NFL it's a spot foul. In high school, it's a 15-yard pass interference. So I guess if you're getting beat, just tackle the guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's only going to cost you 15, maybe not the entire field.
Yeah, so great effort by that DB, but now he's worried because he's still in a one-on-one matchup. I come right back at it.
I do too. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Nearly picked.
And that's picked off.
It was picked off.
It was picked off.
Interception!
Coach, you said uh-oh, and I saw underneath coverage and outside coverage. And what happened there, you had the receiver, the ball goes right through his hands, and the outside coverage guy gets the ball, and it's another turnover for the Trojan defense.
That was Corey Hunter Jr. on the pick. Another Frontier transfer. Boy, these Frontier guys that have transferred in have made a huge difference tonight for Foothill, no question about it. Obviously, the Nielsen brothers, that one right there with Corey Hunter Jr., and the before-mentioned Michael Hanks Jr. as well, too.
The two furthest points in Kern High School football, Foothill to Frontier, if you're going to take a drive.
Never thought of it that way.
I did a lot of driving as a counselor over the years. We have a quick timeout. We'll take a quick break as well and be back on Kern High Network right after this.
Strong's youth accounts help kids practice earning and spending in the real world.
So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy.
Because when we plant financial literacy young, it grows the rest of their lives. Valley Strong's youth accounts teach kids how to save.
All right, welcome back to Kern High Network Football, live from the land of the Trojans. The Trojans have the ball back, 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line, heading west. We want to thank our boss, Stan Green, the Director of School Support Services, to the Kern High School District Superintendent's Office and Valley Strong Credit Union for putting on this amazing broadcast. But tonight, it looks like the Trojans snuck that Trojan horse into the land of Mira, Monte.
You know, listening to this band here play the USC fight song, makes me think that I'm at the LA Memorial Coliseum here watching the Trojans of Southern California play. But, hey, you know what? I like this Trojan team here in Bakersfield, this Foothill High School team. Really outstanding. And guess what? Foothill is not taking their foot off the pedal, man.
That's the unique thing about opening games. You still have to execute and get the work. So you can't stop playing just because you're up big.
Right.
So they have to continue to execute because the season just started. This is practice reps for them now as they appear to have the game in hand. I've seen some crazy things, but it will be a wild one if Miramonte is able to come back.
Yeah, and then we tack on another 15 here with a penalty, so that gives Foothill even a shorter field to work with.
Yeah, and that's the thing you want to make sure you key on if you're Coach Johnson, making sure that guys stay level-headed because we still have games to play in Miramonte.
He's got him.
Nice pass over the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Trojans.
Yeah, that's Jordan Nielsen again.
Wow.
With the touchdown.
Jordan Nielsen has put on the show tonight, Coach.
Yes, he has. The younger brother of offensive and defensive lineman T.J. Nielsen. Well, here we go. Can Correa make it 6 for 6 tonight?
He's getting a workout. How about the touch on that pass from a rip? It looks like an easy throw from up here and in the stands, right?
Well, he makes it look easy.
Yes, he makes it look very easy.
And there we go. The aforementioned Rolando Correa, 6 for 6 on extra points tonight.
Wow.
I know I've been saying it all night long, Ken, but this Foothill team is for real.
Oh, I mean, top to bottom. You love seeing a team that has multiple guys touch the ball, multiple scoring threats, solid defense up front to stop a tough running game because we saw Miramonte have some success running the football early. Foothill put that extra man in the box, went to that one safety, and they shut that offense down. And then it started adding the pressure to the center, and now he's snapping balls over his head, and now that's the lead.
You know, one thing, it's obviously week one, and we don't want to look too far forward into the postseason. However, Foothill is a D6 base. They could go up to D5 come postseason time, and I'm telling you, I could be totally wrong here, but it's hard to believe that there's any D5 or D6 teams in this section that can stay with this Foothill team.
Yeah, we might be watching a special year unfold, and I'm honored to be here with you and have the start of the season alongside you and the master, Kevin Willie.
Kevin's doing a great job, man.
He's a man of many talents.
Yes, he is. And speaking of many
Oh,
talents,
goodness.
there's Montoya again.
Another touchback.
I'm sorry, Correa.
I mean, he has to be one of your potential candidates for player of the game as well.
He's in that mix.
I mean, come on, perfect on the night and all touchbacks. He's only had one kick returned against him. That's an amazing night.
No, it's an absolutely great night. I mean, it just changes the whole complexion of everything when you gotta go 80 yards. You know, you're not going 80 yards and kick a field goal here. You got to go 80 yards to score a touchdown. And other than maybe a couple one drive in the first half, Foothill has pretty well dominated the line of scrimmage here against Miramonte. I believe we have a running clock now too, Ken.
Okay, well, we finally got the communication.
Yeah, I think it's 30.
Established.
35? 35.
Yeah, 35 might be the mark.
So we're going to be pretty quick paced here the next quarter and 3 minutes and change.
And, Coach, I've had parents message me during broadcast, well, why are they running the clock? I want to see my kid play. What happens is injuries happen. So by starting the running clock in a game that's out of reach, you're limiting potential injuries for some players. And it's a long season.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Run up the middle.
You know, your heart has to go out to the Miramonte Lions because you saw them having some success with the power run game, but once you start putting the ball on the ground or having the 15-yard penalties and the offensive penalties that put you behind the chains, it can end your night very quickly.
Yeah, it most certainly can, because we look at that first quarter and a half. I mean, to me, it was a pretty balanced game. It really was. But, you know, you factor in some penalties that probably don't happen if it's not a rivalry game, right?
Right. Definitely. You know, you bring in a team from out of town, everybody's shaking hands and helping each other up.
Exactly.
You playing a team from down the street, it's going to be a lot different.
Strong run up the middle by Miramonte.
We want to thank our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. You know, that's one of the things I missed from my old job as an administrator for the residential facilities. I would have to go to Valley Strong Credit Union every Friday to break down our girls' allowances, get their allowances, give my girls their allowances, and they go out and spend money and have freedom for the night. So I miss my staff over there off Panama. Mr. Ken misses you guys. We got a whistle.
Yeah, I kind of got the feeling here that Miramonte, they're good with just let's keep moving the clock, let's get out of here. You know, it's probably an unsurmountable opportunity to get a win here tonight. Let's stay healthy. Let's gear towards week 2, make a push, finish out non-league games, get into the Horizon League and make some hay when we get into Horizon League, which I have to believe they are going to be the team to beat in the Horizon League.
Yes, and I expect them to come back stronger after this loss. You know, but one of the things we talked about too, Coach, with a full quarter to play, still got to get some practice time out of these reps. Yeah. You know, every snap is a practice opportunity, and you have guys on the sideline that haven't got an opportunity to play that coach is going to evaluate in Chris Johnson.
Well, you figure, Ken, over the last month they've been butting heads against each other, right?
Yep, can't wait to hit somebody else.
Let's go get somebody else in a different color jersey. Once again, I know we said this earlier, but I really like the 2 running backs that Miramonte has. Number 4, Nathan Atkinson, and number 44, Premier Johnson. Premier Johnson with a nice little carry there.
Yeah, ball control style offenses, you got to have 2 backs that you can depend on. They have backs that they can look forward to in the future. And he's right on key, gets a nice first down carry out across the 50. So that may be the last play of the third quarter.
Yeah, pretty well tells you right there that Miramonte's content just letting this third quarter wind down and then see if we can put together a good drive here to start the fourth quarter.
All right, we're going to take a break and be back on Kern High Network Football. Trojans up big over the Lions.
Strong's youth accounts help kids practice earning and spending in the real world.
So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy.
Because when we plant financial literacy young, it grows the rest of their lives.
All right, welcome back to the land of the Trojans. Trojans up big, 42-3 over the Miramonte Lions. We talked about Miramonte playing tough early, but turnovers led to short fields and points, and the game got away from them. But let's talk about the future for the Lions. After this ISO play, nice run up inside for about 5 yards. Brings up 2nd and 5. The Lions will be at Nordhoff next week. After hosting football, actually they'll be off for 2 weeks. And then we'll head to Nordhoff. So they have their bye very early in the season, which is a good thing after a loss.
I was going to mention that. I think having a big rivalry game like this, and let's be honest, they're being outclassed tonight by a really outstanding Foothill team, probably getting a bye next week, and you said 2 straight byes. That might work to Miramonte's defense there, so they can make a deep run into the Horizon League and be prepared for D6 football in November and December.
Yeah, they'll come back. Well, I want to make sure I have the right schedule.
You know, if I can jump in here, Ken, number 9 here on consecutive carries, Jared Martinez hasn't seen a lot of action tonight, but, boy, he's moving the chains right here. We said they had a 2-headed monster. They very well might have a 3-headed monster here at running back. Obviously, tough shoes to fill with Nathan Gonzalez graduating, and talking to the Miramonte coaching staff, he's actually redshirting this year at BC.
And he was a load.
Yeah, when you put together not just one, but 2 2,000-yard seasons in his junior and senior year, that's a pretty good career right there, Ken.
He had some of the best individual games I've ever seen, but I've seen some other backs in the past for the Miramonte Lions have some success. They had a kid named Oliver about 6 years ago. He had a night where he went for about 240 against Kern Valley. Always got some special guys in the backfield for the Lions.
Obviously, we have a running clock here in the fourth. Foothill up by more than 35.
Okay, so we did have the right schedule, Coach. It will be Miramonte that'll be at Nordhoff after their bye. And then they'll go to Boron before taking on Rosemont. But as you look at this schedule, like you said, those are the teams that they can compete with and have handled over the last 4 years, I would say.
I would say so, too. You know, you pick up a couple wins there before they jump into the Horizon League, and they'll be a fine-tuned machine when things open up in the Horizon League. And once again, I really like this Miramonte team. I think they have an outstanding shot of winning the Horizon and getting a high seed in the D6 playoffs.
They go with the toss sweep here. Nice blocking on the outside. Cuts it upfield. Good run.
Well, there's another good running back.
Nice run by Isaiah Montenegro. Running back and linebacker. And again, Coach, sometimes it's good things that come out of lopsided games. You get guys extra opportunities that don't get a lot of game time snaps.
Absolutely, and you don't think Foothill wants to pitch a shutout as far as keeping Miramonte out of their end zone, and their backs are running the ball pretty well right now.
Tall sweep left, nice blocking.
Oh, nice
cuts it
cutback.
back.
Yeah, that was a very nice run.
Love the fact that the Miramonte offense isn't giving up on themselves and trying to finish the game strong, even though we got a lot of time left on the clock.
Yeah, that's number 24, Isaiah Montenegro, with the back-to-back carries. Good-looking running back. But you know, Miramonte's offensive line, man, they got some beef up front. And who wouldn't want to run behind a line like that?
Right. I would love to get some specs, size and height and weight on some of those guys down there.
We got a timeout there by Foothill.
We'll stay here, Coach. We got some scores from last night that we didn't talk about.
All right, let's hear them.
You had Delano at Atascadero. Delano was ranked number 16. That was pretty high ranking for Delano.
That is a high ranking.
And they fell 33-14. You had number 25, McFarland, coming away with a 36-21 win over Santa Maria. That's big time for McFarland.
That's a good win. And you know, McFarland's going to be joining the Horizon League this year too, so they'll be paired up against Miramonte later in the season.
I love it. I love it. We talked about the Drillers coming away with the win in Clovis in La Monica Stadium.
Go
17
Drillers.
unanswered points.
Shout out to my wife, Dean at BHS, Tammy Mayoko. I know she's a driller through and through.
Boss lady. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. And I'll tell you why. When she was athletic director and I would come for broadcast, she rolled out the red carpet for me and made me feel comfortable. And I said, ma'am, I hope I get to work with you one day. And fast forward 4 years, we're on the same team. I get to take direction from her. She's an amazing leader.
Yes, she is. BHS is definitely lucky to have her.
All right, Coach, another score. We got Menachie. That was a barn burner, 36-29 over Wasco, who was ranked 9th.
Yeah, I saw that score last night, and that really kind of surprised me. I know Wasco's young this year. They were senior heavy last year. But Wasco's a bunch of grinders, man. They run that double wing. And like I said, in 2 weeks, actually in week 3, you're going to have Foothill hosting Wasco and nephew Kyle Wadle and assistant coach Jeff Wadle, and their head trainer is another Wadle, that'd be Jeremy Wadle. So it'll be the Wadle Bowl.
The Wadle Bowl.
In week 3 here
we
at
got to
Foothill.
televise that.
Come on, Stan.
Come on, Stan.
We need it.
So, fun fact, as we have a power run
he got
across.
In there.
Yes.
There we go.
Great job.
Yeah, Miramonte needed that.
Great job by the Lions, continuing to fight, continuing to growl and scratch.
And that was Isaiah Montenegro with the touchdown for the Lions.
Montenegro paid some dividends in the second half, playing big-time football on both sides of the ball for the Lions.
Yeah, in the first half, Premier Johnson and Nathan Atkinson were the bell cows for the Lions, and they're outstanding running backs. There's no question about it. But here, when you see this, I'm going to say second team in, but when you have Montenegro with some nice carries and a touchdown there, a lot of optimism moving forward for the Miramonte Lions. Here's another big leg right here. Here's our Josh Montoya.
Kick is up, and another perfect kick. So the Lions get on the board with a touchdown, and you got to love the perseverance of Coach Johnson and his staff and team to keep fighting.
You know, even though they've taken it on the chin here, especially in the second half, that's a nice way. If that's the last time that they have the football, which more likely will be with the running clock, at least now they got some momentum moving forward. They're going to take a loss here tonight, but getting that field goal before halftime, finishing potentially the game here with a nice drive and a touchdown, gives them something to look forward to. And like I said, this is a good Miramonte team. You might look at the score and think, oh my gosh, they were outclassed.
I feel sorry for the next team that has to face them.
I would agree.
That's
a great point, Ken, because they're going to come with some vinegar and spit, and they're going to be they're going to be a tough team to handle. And
I love that one right there. Hey, hold it. I'm writing that one down, Coach. They're coming with some vinegar and spit. They coming with it. I mean, but you make a great point, Coach, because I say this all the time. my high school career, I was 34-2. I had 2 losses to one team, Clovis West. Broke my heart. I learned more in those 2 losses than I did in the 34 wins. Because in most of the wins, we were on the sideline at 45-0 in the third quarter. We're not even paying attention. The losses, we're paying attention to the last second, and we're trying to figure out how to not be in this position again. So the losses teach you. It's showtime in Trojan land across the 20. 1 man to beat. Touchdown Trojans on our first kickoff return. And that's why we said it's so important to kick touchback.
There you go. Braden Holford, one of the best athletes on the field. Get him the ball on a kickoff, and he takes it all the way to the house. The one time they don't kick it in the end zone, they run it back. How important is special teams, Ken?
Coach, you hit the nail on the head. You started the game talking about how pivotal these kickers were. And we talked about how effective defenses can be when you kick the ball out of the end zone. You don't have to worry about the skill guys. See what happens? Wow. And now we got another dead ball, unsportsmanlike. It's going to be a celebration penalty for the Trojans. And if I'm Coach Weddle, I'm going to go ahead and not run you too hard on that one because that was an explosive play.
Yeah, it's hard not to get excited about that, right?
Right.
It's almost like if you don't have any excitement, you're like, come on, guys, get fired up, man. We just took one all the way to the house, right?
Wow. I mean, and that caught us off guard, Coach. We just having casual conversation and, 35-40. Amazing job by Foothill putting an exclamation point on this contest.
Correa in for the PAT. And he remains perfect, 7 for 7.
Wow, Correa putting on a show. Coach Alvarez, I know you're somewhere watching, you Trojan faithful. You got a diamond in the rough over here, kid.
Hey, Ken, I'm talking to Coach Wadle this week. Correa was a quarterback on the JV team last year, but he also kicked. And he was really tempted to bring him up and put him on the roster as a kicker. But knowing that if he kicked, he wouldn't play quarterback. So he wanted him to develop last year on the JV team because obviously Ramirez graduates this year, and the hope is for Correa to take over the quarterback duties next year.
Wow.
So, you start wondering if they would have had Correa as a kicker last year, could have they gotten another win or two on that schedule?
Yes, because I recall them having some struggle in the kicking game and having to go for 2 in moments where they would have made those kicks.
Right. Yeah, they primarily went for 2-point conversions all season long.
I remember. All right, so Monte will get the ball back after that amazing kickoff return. And I got to be honest, I didn't even see which point he caught the ball because we were basically closing this game out.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was with his leg. I'm sure it was inside the 10. So it had to go at least 90 yards.
Wow. So with 2:50 remaining, Coach, let's revisit who you might possibly be thinking of player of the game. Because in a game like this, you got so many varieties that you could choose from.
Absolutely. One of them being the kicker right here. Obviously, Jordan Nielsen's had a heck of a night. Can I go ahead and announce that right now?
You can, Coach.
I'm going to go with the heart and soul of the Foothill Trojans. Coach Wadle earlier this week said that this guy is a sponge. He has to learn 2 different types of offenses, both the spread and the double wing. So I'm going with Ishmael Ramirez, the quarterback for Foothill. He's had a heck of a night. Pinpoint accuracy on his passes. He only ran the double wing once to perfection. He did some quarterback keepers as well, too. And without question, he's the guy, man.
0 turnovers.
0 turnovers. There you have it.
Wow, amazing job. So, Kern High Network player of the game in the battle of the 58. Ishmael Ramirez, congratulations, young man. We will have a shirt for you, and we will come down to the field and take a photo for our records. But, hey, it was a collective effort.
Oh, no question about it.
By the Trojans.
And like you said, we could have probably named 4 or 5 different guys as MVP of this game. So it's almost like, Could we do a co? Yeah, we probably could.
Yeah.
But in the spirit of things, we're gonna give it to Ishmael Ramirez.
And he definitely deserves it. Nice run by number 22. That's going to be 25, actually, of the Mira Monte Lions for the first down. And just under a minute, we will be. Can't wait to see if these guys can meet again. What happens? Because, again, they're both Division VI teams.
Exactly.
They both run the table. They can end up playing each other again in postseason.
Yeah, we have a new quarterback behind center, number 21. That's Cruz Sanchez. Nice-looking kid. Looks like he's about 6'2", fairly athletic. And I believe he's only a sophomore, so this could be the future right here with Cruz Sanchez, the future at quarterback for Miramonte. Looking forward to 2027 and 2028. And I think they're content. That's going to do it, Ken.
Well, Coach, we talked all week through chat. This is my first time actually being able to meet you face to face. I've been following you for years. Honored to share the air with you and so grateful to have you as part of our Kern High Network team.
Well, hopefully Stan invites me back for week 2.
Oh, after he listens to this broadcast, you might be here more than you like because that was phenomenal. Am I right, Kev?
You did a very nice job.
Well, you know what? I'll have my agent talk to Stan on Monday. Everything's negotiable, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. That is it from the land of the Trojans. I am Kenny Calvin. To my left, producer Kevin Willie. To my right, Coach Vince Mayoko. Honored to share the air with you guys. We will catch you next time on Kern High Network.
Strong's youth accounts help kids practice earning and spending in the real world.
So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy.
Because when we plant financial literacy young, it grows the rest of their lives. Valley Strong's youth accounts teach kids how to save and earn interest on their hard-earned money.
Hey! You should be earning interest on your savings. Make the money work for you.
Because when we plant financial literacy young, it grows the rest of their lives.